Hi everybody, Bismarck City Commissioner Josh Askvig with the April 10th, 2012 City Commission meeting update. And tonight we had what I would consider a pretty routine meeting where we had 11 items on our agenda, and most of them were pretty what I would call mandatory routine items of paying bills and making sure that we do the processes that make a city function. But there are a couple of things that I think I want to point out tonight that are important. The first is that we met as a City Board of Equalization, and this is the first step in a multi-step process for approving the property tax values for the City of Bismarck for 2012. And that the good news is, as many of you know, and as we're seeing and reading and continually hearing about, Bismarck's doing well. We saw about a $330 million or 7.32% increase in the market value, the total market value. So our market value has grown to almost $4.8 billion. And I think that just shows the strong economy and the fact that we continue to see our community grow and be a better place. And that most of this increase was in new construction and in the increase of market value of our homes. And so it again points to the fact that Bismarck is a place where you want to be, where you want to live, and where you want to work and hopefully play. And so we accepted that report, and there are probably some of you who would like abatements and things, and there's an abatement process to go through for that. And certainly if you have questions or concerns, I encourage you to avail yourself to that avenue or contact me and I can help point you in the right direction. The second thing that I wanted to talk just a little bit about tonight is a passion of mine, and that's public service. In our regular meeting, we had a consent agenda item that, in my opinion, would have essentially prohibited or could have prohibited any city employee from running for the state legislature. As you know, we had a long-time public servant in the late Senator Bob Stenjum, who served as a City of Bismarck employee and served in the legislature honorably for a long time. And our new policy wouldn't necessarily prohibit it, but it would have said that we would have veto power over the ability of someone to run or not, by saying that we wouldn't give them leave or wouldn't allow them to take unpaid leave to do it. I don't think that's right. I think public service is a calling, and that if people are willing to put their name on a ballot and are lucky enough to be chosen by the voters to serve, that I think they should be able to do that. And so I had the support of Commissioner Seminary. I want to thank him to send that policy back to be reviewed and possibly come up with some alternative language. I think we'll see that come back at the next commission meeting, and I just want you to know that I will always defend and think that as long as you're not running to be your own employer, in other words, as long as you're not saying that I work for the city and want to serve on the city commission, that you should have the ability to do that without worry of being fired or losing your job. And so I look forward to continuing that discussion and hopefully working so that if people want to serve, they're able to do that. Last but certainly not least, a very important agenda item that there's been some talk about in the local newspaper and elsewhere is that we approved a negotiation of a new lease and also making repairs for the historic Fort Abraham Lincoln Riverboat to operate. Many of you know the Riverboat is an iconic measure for the city of Bismarck and the community of Bismarck-Mandan. One of the things we pride ourselves in being a destination community here in North Dakota, and so I was happy to try and speed this process up. Worked very closely with Tracy Potter, who's the director over there, to try and make sure that come Memorial Day they're operating again, and that we can have that iconic boat going up and down the river, showing our heritage and what we used to be as a community and what we continue to be. And so very pleased to see that we're approved about $60,000 in repairs so far, with probably another 20 to 30 to come, so that they're ready to go come the end of May. As always, I'm accessible at www.bismarck.org, and you can access my web form, or you can find me on Facebook by searching Josh Askvig, Bismarck City Commission, or last but not least, find me on Twitter at Josh Askvig. Have a great day, everyone, and talk to you soon.